Brendan O'Carroll has recalled the dramatic moment he and his co-star wife almost called off their wedding. The Mrs. Brown's Boys creator says he and his second wife Jennifer Gibney fought like cats and dogs right up to the week of their nuptials, and confesses how he told his now wife the night before their wedding how he would stop the ceremony at the altar if he had the slightest doubt after seeing the actress in her wedding dress. Brendan and Jennifer, who appears as the daughter of Agnes Brown on her husband's hit TV show, tied the knot in August 2005, following the actor's divorce from his first wife Doreen O'Carroll in 1999, with whom he shares 3 adult children with. Their first son Brendan died of spina bifida at just a few days old. In his new memoir, Brendan opens up about the heartbreaking death of his firstborn child, alongside chronicling how his hit show Mrs. Brown's Boys made it to our television screens, and reveals the petty word radio bosses once had an issue with that almost saw the series cancelled before it went on to become a BBC smash. Discussing his wedding to Jennifer, who would later go on to star in his hit TV series, The Star writes, "We married on August 1, 2005 on the steps of our local golf course. We had fought like cats and dogs right up to the week of the wedding. The night before I had told Jenny that when I turned round at the altar to see her in her wedding dress if I had the slightest doubt I would stop the ceremony." He continues, "We would still have a party, we would still live together, just not get married." Amazingly, Jenny had been having the same thoughts. "I assured her that if she wanted to stop it at any time, I would back her 100%. Thankfully, Brendan goes on to write how the moment he saw his bride on their wedding day all his doubts disappeared and he was never more sure of anything in my life that Jennifer was the woman he wanted to grow old with and spend the rest of his life with. Nothing has changed since that moment," the star sweetly adds in his new book, Call Me Mrs. Brown. Elsewhere in his memoir, Brendan, who recently hit back at critics who accuse him of transphobia, explained how Jonathan Ross and Russell Brand's antics once delayed production on the BBC version of Mrs. Brown's Boys. In 2009, Brendan had been approached by a BBC executive to create a television series based on the stage show, and after the star recruited a cast and wrote a pilot, production began. But after Russell, who Brendan describes as a hilarious comic in his new book, and Jonathan prank-called Fawlty Towers actor Andrew, an uproar ensued and the BBC held off on everything for a period of time, including Mrs. Brown's Boys. It was 6 months on from the scandal until Brendan heard anything further from the BBC and production on his now-hit show could continue. Call Me Mrs. Brown by Brendan O'Carroll is out now. Do you have a story to sell? Get in touch with us at webcelebs@mirror.co.uk or call us direct at 0207 29 33 033.